I'm Lorly from Customer Success Team at Consultor Inc. Group. And last week we discussed the gloves policy under 21 CFR 117 Subpart B, Current Good Manufacturing Practices, Section 117.10. This week, we'll continue our discussion under the same section, focusing on the hair restraint policy requirements. Proper hair restraint is a critical component of personal hygiene in food facilities, as it helps prevent physical contamination of food products from hair or dandruff. Understanding and implementing this requirement not only ensures compliance with FDA regulations, but also reinforces your organization's commitment to maintaining high food safety standards. Consistent adherence to hair restraint policies helps protect product integrity, reduces the risk of consumer complaints, and strengthens overall good manufacturing practices performance. By the way, this free training is sponsored by Consultor Inc. Group, a compliance company founded in 2007, and we began by assisting businesses with US import and export compliance, and have since evolved into a global provider of food safety, quality, and certification support. Today, our services revolve and around compliance management software, specialized training, and end-to-end support services that help organizations achieve and maintain compliance with international standards. Through our platform interlinkiq.com, we offer an integrated compliance management system that streamlines documentation, monitoring, and audit readiness. We also provide dedicated compliance and certification support programs for FSBP, PCQI, SQF, BRCGS, FSSC 22000, QMS or ISO 9001, GMP, and HACCP, helping businesses strengthen their regulatory compliance, enhance operational efficiency, and ensure alignment with global food safety and quality management standards. Let's review our training schedule. This week we'll focus on the requirements outlined in CGMP Section 117.10, and our discussion will center on the hair restraint policy. Gaining a clear understanding of these requirements is essential to achieving and sustaining your compliance with FDA's current good manufacturing practices. In today's session, we will begin by familiarizing ourselves with the hair restraint policy requirements. We'll start with clear description of the requirements, followed by walkthrough of the compliance action activities, which are scheduled tasks carried out on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and semi-annual basis to ensure ongoing certification readiness. We will also discuss the importance of the annual review and internal audit activities, which serve as checkpoints to verify the effectiveness of the program and maintain continuous improvement. After this session or section, we'll open the floor for a Q&A session, giving you the opportunity to clarify any requirements and ask questions related to implementation. If you have questions as we go through the presentation, feel free to type them in the chat box and we'll make sure to address them during the discussion afterward. As part of this training, participants will receive free 90-day access to the CGMP compliance management software, a tool designed to streamline compliance activities, track corrective action, and maintain audit-ready documentation. Finally, upon completion of this training, each participant will receive a familiarization training certificate. And to ensure you receive your certificate, please make sure that you have filled up the free certification familiarization training sign-up form that we shared in the chat box. On the screen, you will see a sample of the familiarization certificate you'll receive upon completing each session. With that, let's move forward to our training session where we'll be working directly with the CGMP compliance management software. Let's start by going over the description of the hair restraint policy. Please take a look at the description on the screen, and the requirements are outlined here to make implementation easier. And it says, use hair nets, cups, beard covers, or other effective hair restraint to prevent hair from contaminating food, food contact surfaces, or packaging materials. Ensure hair restraint are worn properly at all times in food handling and production areas. You may update or edit description as needed to reflect revision when new versions or edition are released. To implement the program stated in the description tab, we've developed a list of action items located under the compliance tab. This feature helps the QA manager or supervisor stay organized by scheduling tasks based on their required frequency, whether daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. Here are some examples of compliance action items to comply with the hair restraint policy requirements. For your daily action items, these may include verify all employees are wearing appropriate hair restraints, inspect hair restraint for cleanliness, damage, or soiling replace as needed, conduct pre-shift compliance check for all personnel, document daily observation in GMP or hygiene checklist, provide brief reminders or coaching about hair restraint use during shifts. For the weekly action item, perform a formal weekly inspection of hair restraint compliance across all production areas, check inventory and condition of hair restraint in storage areas, address minor non-compliance issues and targeted employee coaching, review weekly audit results and corrective action taken. For the quarterly action item, you have to conduct refresher training on proper hair restraint used and hygiene practices. Review internal audit findings for hair restraint compliance and identify recurring issues. Evaluate hair restraint suppliers and quality of products. Analyze trend in non-compliance or contamination incident. For the biannual action item, conduct management review of hair restraint program effectiveness, update hair restraint SOPs and training materials as needed, review CAPA records for hair-related non-compliance and verify effectiveness, integrate hair restraint program effectiveness into overall food safety culture initiatives. These action items are aligned with industry best practices, and you may either add your own compliance activities or have our team preload the required tasks to help ensure full compliance with the requirements under this section. To complete these actions, we provided work instruction and detailed compliance activities in the instructions section, along with the required artifacts or records to document completion. These instructions serves as your guide on how to complete each action item. For example, let's focus on one specific action item, the requirement that states verify all employees are wearing appropriate hair restraint. Let's view the work instruction here. So step 1, you have to conduct visual observation. For the activity, observe employees during operations to ensure proper hair restraint are worn at all times in production, packaging, and food handling areas. Confirm that hair nets, cups, beard covers, or other approved restraint fully cover hair, beards, and sideburns as needed. For the records, observation checklist, daily hygiene, monitoring logs, supervisor or QA verification records. Step 2 is to inspect hair restraint for proper fit and condition. For the activity, check that hair nets, caps, beard covers are intact, clean, and properly fitted. Replace damaged or soiled restraint immediately. For the records, hair restraint inspection log, replacement records, non-compliance incident report. Step 3 is to train employees on hair restraint requirements. For the activity, include hair restraint policies in onboarding and periodic refresher training. Ensure employees understand the importance of hair containment and preventing contamination. For the artifacts, training attendance log, training materials and SOP references, competency assessment forms. Step 4 is to monitor compliance during GMP walkthroughs. For the activity, supervisor or QA personnel perform random check throughout shifts to ensure ongoing compliance with hair restraint policies. Address any non-compliance immediately with coaching or retraining. For the records, GMP walkthrough logs, corrective action reports, and observation verification forms. Step 5 is to reinforce hair restraint use through communication. For the activity, post visual reminders near changing areas and production zones regarding proper hair restraint used. Reinforce rules during pre-shift meeting or daily startup briefing. For the artifacts or records, signage verification logs, meeting attendance sheets, and communication records. Step 6 is to review and update hair restraint policy. For the activity, periodically review hair restraint procedures and policies based on audit findings, regulatory updates, or observed non-compliance. Update SOPs, training, or visual communication as needed. For the artifacts or records, policy or SOP revision logs, management review notes, updated training materials. Now, to complete this action item or to comply this requirement, you need to upload the evidence of compliance in this case. So we've uploaded the hair restraint compliance record. So let's wait for a while it's loading. Just one moment. Okay, this record actually shows that routine inspection were conducted across various production areas. Bear with me for a moment while it's loading. Okay, let me just refresh this. Okay. So this record again shows that routine inspection were conducted across various production areas to ensure all employees were wearing proper hair restraint, including hair nets, caps, and bird covers. And the inspection confirmed that most employees complied with the hair restraint policy, except for one instance. The in the cooking area where an employee was found without a beard cover. So immediate corrective action was taken by instructing the employee to stop work, wash hands, and properly wear the required protective gear before resuming duties. Supervisor also reminded all staff about the proper use of personal protective equipment. Overall, the record demonstrates the facility's commitment to maintaining personal hygiene in compliance with 21 CFR 117.10, helping to prevent product contamination and uphold food safety standards. When you performed the activities and completed the supporting documents or records, your compliance status will update from no to yes. And once approved by the reviewer and approver, your goal is to perform all compliance activities according to their scheduled frequency to ensure that your facility processes and documentation remain fully audit ready. Once again, these are simply example of compliance best practices that you can adopt in your facility. You may also customize or develop your own action item tailored to your specific processes. Let's go over to the annual review tab, which also serve as your gap assessment tool. So this tab is designed as an internal audit checklist in the form of a questionnaire. Aligned with the 21 CFR 117 requirement, it lists all required annual review items to help you maintain compliance with the certification requirements. Here you'll find all the annual review items that should be reviewed to maintain compliance. Here are some of the example. Are all employees wearing approved hair restraint in food handling or production areas? Are hair restraint clean, intact, and free from contamination? Are hair restraint replaced immediately if damaged, soiled, or compromised? Are supervisor performing pre-shift checks to verify hair restraint compliance? Are non-compliance incident documented and corrective action taken immediately? Are brief reminders or coaching on proper hair restraint use provided during shifts? Are storage areas for hair restraint maintained, clean, and sanitary? Are employees with facial hair wearing appropriate beard covers? Are hair restraint only worn in designated production and food handling areas? Are employees aware of proper disposal procedure for hair restraint? Is a formal weekly inspection conducted to verify hair restraint compliance across production areas? Is glove or hair restraint inventory and storage condition checked weekly? Are minor non-compliance issues addressed promptly through employee coaching? Are weekly inspection findings documented and reviewed? Is hair restraint compliance included in weekly GMP audit checklist? Is refresher training on proper hair restraint use conducted quarterly for all personnel? Are internal audit findings on hair restraint compliance reviewed quarterly? Are hair restraint suppliers and product quality evaluated quarterly? Are trends in non-compliance or contamination incident analyzed quarterly? Are corrective and preventive action or CAPA related to hair restraint non-compliance documented and reviewed? So just like the compliance tab, you can add work instruction or compliance activities to comply with the requirements and specify the artifacts or forms that will serve as evidence of compliance. An example to complete the audit checklist. Let's take one example here. So our storage areas for hair restraint maintained clean and sanitary. So let's view the work instruction as part of your verification. So to complete the annual review item, so you need to first inspect hair restraint storage areas for the activity, regularly check storage areas for cleanliness, organization, and absence of dust, debris, or contamination. Ensure hairnets, cups, and beard covers are stored in a proper that prevents contamination. Artifacts or records, storage inspection checklist, observation logs, supervisor verification records. Second is to clean and sanitize storage areas. For the activity, perform routine cleaning and sanitizing of lockers, bins, shelves, or cabinets used for hair restraint storage according to SOPs. For the records, cleaning scheduled, sanitation logs, completed cleaning verification form. Third is to monitor storage conditions. For the activity, you have to ensure hair restraint storage areas are dry, well ventilated, and free from pest or moisture issue that could compromise hygiene. For the artifacts or records, environmental monitoring log, pest control inspection records, corrective action logs if issues are found. Fourth is to train employees on proper storage practices. For the activity, include guidance on hair restraint storage and hygiene and PPE training to ensure employees understand how to handle and store items hygienically. For the records, training attendance log, training materials and SOP references, competency verification forms. Fifth is to review and update storage procedure. For the activity, periodically review SOPs for storage and hair restraint to incorporate audit findings, hygiene improvements, or regulatory updates. For the records, SOP revision logs, management approval records, and updated training or communication materials. Now, to provide evidence of compliance for this annual review item, you may upload the hair restraint storage area sanitation record. This record shows that regular inspection were conducted to verify the cleanliness and condition of all designated storage areas for hair restraints, such as hair nets, cups, and beard covers. The inspection confirmed that all areas were generally clean, sanitary, and properly organized, with only a minor issue observed, a slight dust accumulated on one storage shelf, which was immediately cleaned and disinfected. So the record demonstrate that proper housekeeping and preventive measure are being maintained to ensure that hair restraint remain protected from contamination before use. Overall, it reflects the facility compliance with 21 CFR 117.10 under current good manufacturing practices and supports the organization's commitment to maintaining hygienic storage condition and consistent food safety standards. This is just a sample record that you can provide as a proof of compliance, and your goal is to complete all these annual review items to keep your site fully prepared for both internal and external audit in compliance to 21 CFR 117. Finishing this checklist confirms your compliance and ensures you're audit ready at all times.